Welcome back to the U.S. Finals. Gandhi alongside Benson. We are taking a look at Bilbo Baggins himself, a.k.a. Karma. What a miraculous story he has, man.
I just love how you call him Bilbo Baggins.
You know, it hasn't gotten old to me yet, so I'm just going to keep beating it in there. But so, ladies and gentlemen, this is Losers Bracket Round 2. It's not a typo. This is Losers Bracket Round 2. Complexity got 3-0'd by Strictly Business, and now they look over across, and now they are playing Denial East for a chance at COD Champs, Benson.
I can't believe it. Every single person who did a prediction bracket, everyone who was out there was like, yeah, it's Call. You know, they don't lose Call of Duty. They win. That's what they do. And they're in the losers bracket.
I know. It's wild.
Just to sort of set the scene, there is a chance they may not be going to Call of Duty Championships.
Well, that's going to be determined here in the series, right? But, you know, it's pretty bonkers to think that Complexity, for the first time since really forming, have found themselves in a loser's bracket. Now, it's important to note that with Mr. X was on the team, when Mr. X was on the team, Complexity with Aches and TP have never been knocked into the loser's bracket, period. Now, without Mr. X, we are seeing as they are finally in the loser's bracket. Is it Mr. X's fault? Were they just, did they come out?
You can't say, is it his fault? The question is he that much of a factor?
Yeah, well, that's a much better way of phrasing.
I think yes. I really think coaches do have that much of an effect, especially on a team like Complexity. You know, the stuff that Mr. X would do for that team in terms of keeping them motivated, keeping their heads up, you know, just call outs, absolutely everything that you needed to do. That's key to a team's success. And now, this is the first time really for Cole where they haven't had that.
It's definitely going to be interesting, to say the very least, dude. And I'll tell you what, Denial East here on the other side, they found themselves down 2-0 versus ADV in the losers bracket round 1. And the next thing you know, something clicked in Blitz. They won Blitz. They barely won the Domination, and then they won the final search like 6-3 on Frank.
Really?
Very, very impressive play. Denial actually runs like sometimes 2 to 3 snipers on Octane.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird. Normally it's like 2 snipers, and we see like Twiz is, you know, Twiz just like opens up the door. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I want to hear what they're saying. But you know, yeah, they actually run 2 snipers, and they go for the crosses, which I thought they were like trolling me. But it was like game 5, and I was like, there's no way they're trolling me. There's just no way.
I want to see that again. I'm not going to lie. I want to see some sniper action. Twiz, such a good person in the community. One of my favorite people. You see him on your screen there. A lot riding on this game for both teams. Obviously, winner. Nice little spot in LA for Call of Duty World Championships. Loser, well, they aren't going to have anything.
Well, Twiz, it's definitely a big release for him, too, because, you know, he's been on Curse New York both times in Call of Duty Ghosts, and he hasn't won a single double bracket ever. He's never won a single championship match since being on Curse New York, and now he's at least won one. He's got to win another.
I just can't believe that the team you're looking at right now, Cole, is in the loser bracket. I still cannot get. As soon as I got off the plane, a lot of people were tweeting me, oh my God, you don't understand what you've missed. Cole, they've gone on to the loser bracket. I was like, everyone's trolling me. I see what they're doing. They're trying to have some fun. And I got here and I saw Cole's face and I was like, oh, well, that just happened.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Domination Strike Zone, 5-minute rounds. Score points by holding both points. Switch sides after the half. Benson, Strike Zone, close quarters, a lot of AR. Nope. A lot of subs here. And then sometimes we actually do see a Bulldog. I'm expecting to see a little bit of Bulldog play here.
Definitely. Need to see some shotgun play. I mean, we saw it in that Envy versus Optic game. And, you know, sometimes teams won't actually start out with that Bulldog. They'll bring it out later on, you know, as the game sort of goes on. So I'm curious to see how both teams are going to start. And I want to see this Complexity team. They're the team that really have their backs against the wall. They're the team which everyone has expectations on. You know, the best Call of Duty team in the world, it's fair to say. Now, really, this is the first big test that we've seen them. And I want to see how they sort of bounce back to that pressure.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Complexity, the one thing they do on Domination on Strike Zone is they very rarely ever just hold one flag. They're very, very mobile, and they trust their shot a lot. And sometimes it comes back to haunt them. So in this scenario, I would like to see them actually play it a little bit slower, control the flag, kind of camp it a bit. And TP just got destroyed by Fizz.
He really did. And Karma, he hasn't made his way towards that B flag, and he is on it as well, capturing it. He's going to have it neutral, so nicely done from him. But his challenge is going to come in, picks up one pre-fire to the right. The second play is going to challenge. Doesn't manage to pick up the kill, but did manage to get the cap. So that's going to be big for Complexity TP. Meanwhile, he's rotated towards that A flag.
Has to do it.
It's nice play, but is he going to be able to get that? He has the support of one teammate. A couple of players going to challenge. So this is going to be big from TP. Doesn't connect with the kill, though.
And it's interesting to see actually TP rocking the MTAR on this map. A lot of times you're going to see him actually run the Vector. He's been very, very confident with the Vector online. And the other thing you got to it's got to be taken into consideration is he's been running an AR a lot online. He's been running an AR a lot, so has Aches. And so now they're on land, their bullets are registering better, and now they're running subs. I think that's kind of coming into a factor here.
Okay, potentially. I mean, I'm just looking at the scoreboard. Aches, 1 in 5. Very unusual to see him not having a great start. 1 in 6, actually, now as he goes down. Default back over to Crimsix now. Has a little bit of work to do. He's going to get shut down. It just seems like Denial picking up all the kills right now. They definitely have got the momentum, but still a very close game in terms of the score. You know, we've had just around about 2 minutes of game time and only a 2-point differential so far. So although it seems like Complexity aren't, you know, in full groove or in the full swing of things, still a very close game.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to see Complexity do is stop going for B so much. They need to rush A. As you're taking a look here at your minimap, you'll notice that Denial very rarely ever goes Courtyard. They leave Courtyard open. That gives Complexity a straight shot into A through Pro Shop. I like that route better, but as we see, they do have A and B. So basically what they're waiting to do here is they're going to say, look, Denial, go ahead, jump on B. We're taking A, and then we're going to spawn trap you. Wow, that was wild.
Kills everywhere right now. Now getting all those important kills, but still Complexity holding on to that C and B flag. And at the end of the day, that's what counts in Domination. You can hold those flags. It doesn't really matter about the slaying. As long as you're picking up those important kills, you know, you're stopping the enemy, capturing those flags. They're the crucial kills, the ones that you need to get. Because it's always a player that I love to watch. Can be one of those key players that can really just change a series. And 7-9 right now.
That's what he did in the last series too. He went 14 and like 4 in the game 5.
There you go. That says it all.
And that's another thing that's very important. You know, Complexity's coming off of a loss. That's a huge loss. They did not expect to be 3-0'd by SB. I don't think they expected to be beaten, period. Yeah. And now they're going up against a team like Denial, who's coming out hot out of the losers bracket after being down 2-0.
Well, Denial definitely getting a little bit of momentum. As you say, there is one Complexity player over at that A flag who has just picked up that kill. You can see that on your minimap on the top left-hand side of your screen, just waiting for a bit of support. And because of that Twiz now, needs to do some defensive work over at that flag. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? He's very weak, doesn't really want to challenge. Goes for the drop shot, does get taken down. And that's going to leave Noxide to do all the work. He's going to be last alive. He isn't going to be able to do anything there. And this is Complexity's chance now in the last 1 minute 30 to try and build themselves a lead.
Dude, they're loving going to B. It's very rare that we see that from Complexity. They are loving going to B. They're very rarely going to A at all. And the only person who's really trying to shine here for Complexity is Karma. He's doing everything he can. He's 14 and 11. He's got 1 cap. His whole team's got 1 cap, which is very unusual, especially since, you know, Krim and T always are pushing every single flag, and that's where they get all their kills. So it's a little bit interesting that they only have 1 cap.
Just having a look at Crimsix. He's on that B flag. He has managed to secure it, so nicely done from him as we approach the last 1 minute of the first half here of Domination Strike Zone. Crim just going to have to do the defensive work on B, but as you can see on that minimap, there's going to be no one there. The big gunfight is going to come in the form of Twiz on this Denial roster. He's going to get taken down on that A flag, though, so still Complexity with that 2 flag hold. It's looking good for the last minute for them to try and build a lead back on Crim, who is going to have a gunfight any second now on this left-hand side.
Yeah, and Teep actually did switch to the Vector, so he's finding back his comfort with his little blue dot, not the red dot. He prefers the blue. And this is a guy, and he's going to be cleaned up here. Crim has a guy pushing him on the bar. He needs to play this slow. He's going to have 2 guys pushing in, and this is going to be interesting to see how he plays this one, Benson.
19 seconds left. He notices a couple of players in there. Goes for the pre-fire. Actually misses all the shots. Challenges again and gets taken out. So not that usual Crim bot sort of accuracy we're used to seeing as TP cleans up B. Can he find the triple? Not going to happen.
Very close.
Get taken out. Very, very close indeed. But that first half is going to end with a 10-point lead in favor of Complexity. So, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they still managed to get the work done. They still have that 10-point lead.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing I'm wondering, is now when the sides flip here, is TP, look at this nice 2-piece he gets. As soon as he switches to the Vector, I think TP shouldn't even look at the MTAR for me personally. I think the Vector works better on the 1 than the MTAR anyways, and I want to see that. But, you know, Strike Zone's one of those maps that, you know, Complexity does kind of struggle with. They do kind of struggle with it. We see that they're human on that map. So, I don't know. I think that was a very smart vetoes here from the guys from the Dial East. But at the end of the day, I mean, they are up 10 points. I think Denial, what they need to do is stop worrying about B.
Yeah.
They just need to try. I mean, Complexity only ran B. They caught a home flag and they just went B. They never flipped it. You know, normally, like at Philly, we saw them go like B, and then, A, and then it was just, you know, it was
constant cycle.
It's like that, you know? It was just a constant cycle. But now it's just
like that, to clarify for everyone watching at home.
Yeah, it was you know, it's the thing with the hands and the points. But, you know, taking a look at the stats here, I mean, Twiz, 21 and 13, he definitely showed up. And then on the other side, Karma, only 17 and 16, so they got outslayed.
That's unusual. That really is. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing that's really impressed me with Complexity in recent events has been the fact that TP, for example, he's been slaying, he's been doing absolutely everything. And when you have all 4 of those players that are slaying it and just taking down teams, and it just becomes impossible to beat them. And that seems to be maybe what they're lacking. I mean, obviously I can't speak for, the earlier games, but that could be, where they're going wrong. It could be that slaying ability, that slaying power that just hasn't turned up at this event.
Well, the other thing, too, is that Complexity, right before this event, really pressured TP into using trophies. He was so confident in using Blast Shield. He said, if I see one nade, I get hit with it, I can easily dodge the second one. He's more comfortable. And then they were just like, look, you got to run trophies. Everyone else is running trophies. Do it. And now TP was forced to change his entire playstyle. So I don't know if he's running Reflex, and as everyone knows, when you equip Reflex, those trophies go down faster. So if he doesn't have that simple little miscommunication there.
Yeah, that just shows
the
how
little
important
things. There's nothing bigger.
Exactly that.
There's nothing
exactly
bigger.
that. The little things, they always add up. And just having a look now, so Complexity, are we going to see any shotguns from either side? Does it look like it? No, you're not expecting to see anything? No?
Nah, I'm not expecting.
Not going to make it fun for holding B, no. Just the norm, it seems, for now. But I want to have a look at TP, actually. He's going to be the player I really do want to keep my eye on. Because, as I said, he was a player of recent events who's been, not necessarily known for his slaying ability, but has really stepped up to the plate and really just become an MVP in so many tournaments in my personal mind. So I'm looking at him now in this series to really try and spark Complexity back to life.
And, once again, we're seeing them go straight for the B. That's fine off the break. I'm a big fan of this off the break. But as soon as we start seeing a little bit of pressure here from Denial Esports, I want them to get rid of B and just go to the catwalk. That's what you're looking to do. TP's starting to push out of closet. He's got 2 guys pushing up. Make that 3. Oh, this could be good, but he's actually spotted, and he's just going to run away. He does have 1 guy, and he's able to take out 1. And the other guy doesn't want any peace.
He was trying to pre-fire, but someone actually ran straight through Kitchen there. Krim had a good start, 3-0. He's looking to try and clean up that kill over on this left-hand side. He's going to run directly past someone. Just look to your left, Krim. There he is. Should be able to pick up that kill.
Shot him in the Achilles.
Yeah, it took him maybe a little longer than he would have liked, but he still managed to pick it up. So nicely done from him. He's going to continue on this bit of a streak that he's on. Still yet to die with over a minute of game time played. And with that cap as well. That should be 7-0. Nicely done. He's really starting to heat up. And that's what they need. That's what they need. They need that slaying ability back.
Yeah, and really what you're looking to see here is that Krim was taking off that entire route. We saw Denial was only forced to go through 1 spot. They could only push up through C stairs, and that either puts them at closet or it puts them right in front of the catwalk. And that takes away all of Pro Shop. And if they go in Pro Shop, they have to challenge Krim, and he has the upper hand. And Krim is a player who's going to be able to shut down 2 people running out that instantly.
Well, you can tell right now because he is 8-2. Aches just playing very defensive on that A flag. He is going to get taken out. Karma 2-5. Again, not the usual digits that you expect to see from him, but he's doing an important role for his team. Now needs to try and challenge that A flag.
Oh, man.
Jumps, taken out. Aches going to be last alive for Complexity. Picks up 1, pre-fires the second, trying to get the kill. Yes, he can. That's big play coming from Aches. He's anticipating the 3rd to be there. That's why the pre-fire jumps around the corner. Not going to happen, though. But it's important to note, Complexity, they are controlling this second side very, very well. 40 to 29-point lead, 2.5 minutes still to play. Add on that 10-point lead from the first half. It's looking very good for Karma.
Oh, that was a big 2-piece there for Karma, and they may actually be going for a trip cap here. Oh, no, Denial fell right into the trap. Oh, they don't even want to go for A. They have 1 player going for it. I normally like to see the double cap there, but regardless, I mean, they do have B. There's going to be 1 guy, and oh, God, Karma got shut down.
Never mind then.
Right?
Karma got taken out just as he was trying to capture that flag. And you're right, if you go for the 2 cap there, that you'll get the trade off and you'll cap the flag. Just wasn't on the same wavelength as his teammate there in that situation. Want to have a look at this Denial team. We haven't really seen that much of him in the second side. Flawless 8-6. He's taken out Fizzet. Meanwhile, just trying to do that defensive work on the B flag. And for me, this is that moment now where Fizzet needs to have that spark. He needs to just flick that switch and just go on that rampage that we see him do time and time again. And it looks like he's just playing a little bit patiently. They're trying to get that long-range pick. That's never really a good place to try and get that ball.
Yeah, not with the sub.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, not with the sub. Not the best spot. As Noxide's going to be taken out, that's going to be 2 members down, and we're starting to see as Complexity is really starting to heat up here. We got TP pushing through the kitchen, and it looks like they're actually taking A and C, and then what they really try to do here, which is kind of weird, is they hop on Denial's like home flag, and then they try to sneak a guy into B. They're really B heavy, and I think that's the reason why this game is as close as it is.
Well, Flawless did manage to cap that flag, so nicely done from him securing the C flag. However, that B flag is being taken away. Cole once again have control as we approach the last 60 seconds. Complexity doing everything right in the dying seconds. Noxide, though, he's on the B flag, picks up one, should be able to secure it as well. Cold players look like they're going to try and rotate towards that C flag. They know there's no point really rushing B, so that's where the action's going to be happening. Let's have a look at Fizzip, who's going to be pushing out that left-hand side. Needs to pick up that kill, doesn't do so. And Complexity, with that kill, should secure the first map.
Yep, and they do have A, and they're taking C as well, so this is going to be a 2-cap, and that's going to force the members of Denial Esports into B, and now we're just going to see STP should have an easy kill guy on guys coming out of closet or on kitchen, but a guy's going to come behind him and doesn't even see him. TP's just invisible right now.
TP's just, you know,
he's got an elvish cloak that he got from Karma.
Borrowed it from the Hobbit himself. He's on the B flag, though. He is going to be able to neutralize it, so nicely done. But last 24 seconds, this first map is already over. Nicely played from Complexity, and that's what I like to see from this Complexity lineup. It seems like maybe just, I don't want to say nerves necessarily, but, you know, just that jitter, you know.
Yeah,
just get that off your back. Just make sure you can get through and actually qualify for Call of Duty Championships. That's what they're obviously aiming for here at the US Regionals.
The one thing they're
getting very close.
You know, the one thing I'm worried about with this team is, you know, at Philly, they were so loud. We could hear them all the way across the venue.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know, obviously they're in a booth, but I could hear Optic Gaming in their booth.
You could hear Envy as well.
I could hear Envy in their booth.
was very loud, so was
I can't hear Complexity. And that's
pretty quiet.
Really weird for me.
Well, I mean, you can see them now on your screens.
They're just hanging out.
Smiles, you know, they won the first map. I mean, that's job done, right? You know, you win the first map in the series, gives yourself the confidence. I mean, all right, it isn't the usual kind of stuff. I say that, but Krim just went 23 and 8.
Oh, yeah, it's not the usual. But
that's kind of what we know and love from Krim, right? But, I mean, it isn't the same vocal complexity that we used to. And, again, I have to draw on to the fact that Mr. X not being there, how much of an effect is that truly having?
I'll tell you this. And if you're a Complexity fan at home, I think you're a little bit worried about going into the second Search and Destroy here, especially versus Denial, because Denial is amazing in Search and Destroy. They're very, very good. What is the map? I think you have
I believe it's Octane.
Okay, Octane. So this is what you're going to say. You're actually going to see 2 snipers on this map, and it's going to come from both Twiz and Fizz. The Iz brothers. It's not that funny, but, you know, it's the easy way for me to group it.
Well, Search and Destroy Octane is going to be map number 2, but we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for that, and we'll be right back with you after this quick commercial break.